All right, y'all. So since I've started YouTube, there've been so many damn marketing brands trying to pump fake me to try and sell me nonsense, man. The only company that I trust that I've seen put in work to get niggas more damn followers is Make You Famous. Obviously, everyone needs a strong marketing team around them. So far, Make You Famous has met my expectations. If you do music, if you sell things, if you model, or like me, you just do YouTube, then they'll do what you're looking for. You know what I mean? And grow your following pretty quickly. So if that's what you're looking for, click the link below, email them to see all subscription deals. You feel what I'm saying? And no, I'm not being paid to say this shit, man. It's your boy Banks. Come on now. All I do is true talks. You feel me? What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and I'm back in the building. You feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it. So right now I'm gonna be doing a video on the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Golden State won last night, so I'm definitely doing a preview before their game on Sunday, which is tomorrow. And we're gonna basically see what's going on there and how that's gonna play out, what I think about that, the play styles, etc. So let's get straight right into it. So Golden State is the first seed. Houston is the fourth seed, which changed their path. Instead of facing them in the conference finals being the third seed, now they're facing them in the second round, as you can see. So definitely it's gonna be a gauntlet. But let me just okay, let's calm down real quick. So I see what people are saying, media, etc. People are saying the Golden State struggled with the Clippers. They're clearly gonna struggle even more, maybe lose with the Houston. Now let me break it down for you and let you understand about play styles and about certain things that actually matter. So we'll start off with this year, all right, with the Clippers with the last series. Clippers last series, they did a lot of different things. As you heard KD go, there's a lot of stuff that was tough for us to guard. They had 4 creators on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Dribble penetrators that could actually just not spotting up. So they had Shea, who was actually breaking up the defense. He was doing that jump stop, reverse pivot. You know what I'm saying? Floaters, etc. Going to the rack. They had Pat Beverly, who was sometimes blow by Curry, but he was also spotting up, but he could dribble penetrate a little bit. They also had Gallinari, who was playing like KD, who was basically they'll pick to switch, then he'll be using the post mid-range, etc. He'll create as well. They also had what's his name? Shaman. They had Shaman as well. Shaman is not just a catch and shoot player. He also pump fake, dribble penetrate, do floaters. They did a lot of guard to guard pick and rolls or pick and pops. They did a lot of different things. And they had Jermichael Green in the starting lineup too. And he'll do pick and pops, pick and slips. There's a lot of things they were doing. Then when Lou Will comes in with Harrow, that's when they switch it up now and they do what Houston does, was the pick and roll with Harrow in the paint. They don't do it every play, but then they also do Lou Will come off down screen, shoot mid range. Lou Will come off the ball screen and shoot mid-range. He'll shoot threes. They did a lot of different actions and they scored from all 3 levels. You get what I'm saying? Mid-range, paint, and 3. Houston does not do that. You get what I'm saying? Houston does not do that. Houston also, everybody else catches and shoot. Chris Paul and Harden are the ones who dribble penetrate and do stuff. And even them is 3s and 2s. Chris Paul sometimes mid-range, but 3s and 2s. Now, Gordon can create, etc. But this is why coaching and mentality makes the person who you are. Gordon right now could get buckets like how Lou Will gets buckets. But now since he's been inserted in the starting lineup, it takes away from, just go on the floor and get buckets. He now spots up because he's playing with Harden and Chris Paul. So he basically becomes a spot up shooter. He can now pump fake penetrate into the rim, but mainly he's basically a spot up shooter. That's what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, the coach tells you to go to the paint or shoot the 3. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them don't even try to do mid-range. It's just paint and 3s. Now, Golden State can lock up your predictable stuff when all you do is paint and 3s. When you mix and match and do different things and they're not expecting it and it catches them off guard, that's the way Clippers were beating them, because they didn't expect those. You get what I'm saying? They didn't expect that. You get what I'm saying? Now, Golden State, people are forgetting. When you wake them up, what happened? After the 31-point loss, they woke up, blow out 2 straight games on the road. What happens? They lose at home. Obviously, they're not expecting it. Blow out the next game on the road. So this whole notion that I know people have hope and want the Warriors to lose, you get what I'm saying? But you have to be realistic and actually see the game and not stop looking for hope. You get what I'm saying? You have to see the game and see the play styles that's actually going on. Houston's play style is Harden has the ball, 5 out. Sorry, 4 out, 1 in. Capella sets the screen, either the pick and roll with the alley, or he tries to blow by you off the pick and roll, scoop under scoop layup or scoop alley, or he does pick to switch and abuse mismatch. Now, People are talking about last year they would have won with their up 3-1, etc., etc. Chris Paul got injured, or sorry, they're up 3-2. Chris Paul got injured, and that's why they lost. People are erasing what happened in the context. You get what I'm saying? That's not all that what happened. Now, last year, Houston had home court advantage. They were talking garbage all year. Home court advantage. Look what we're going to do. We're going to purposely get home court. And then Golden State woke them up. Golden State, what did they do game one? They beat them. KD almost had 40 just to take home court back away from them. And they're just smiling. Look at you guys. You worked all this year to get home court, but we just took it back in one game. Stop talking, right? What happened game two? They just needed to win one on the road, so they relaxed game two. They lost 1-1. Then game three, they went home. They blew them out. It was like 126-85, something like that. Just straight blowout. Now, what was common in those three games? Iguodala was there. They played their death lineup. It's a death lineup for a reason. That death lineup with Igu at the 4, Draymond at the 5, KD at the 3, Steph and Klay, 1 and 2. All right? That's their death lineup. What do they do in that lineup? They hide Curry. So what happens is James Harden was trying to pick to switch. When you pick into switch, Draymond's the big. I'm locking that up. You pick Iguodala's the 4. I'm locking that up. They try to pick sometimes to get Curry, but what happens? They automatically switch and they relocate and switch him and hide him and push him away. The guy who's playing the weak side comes and picks up Curry, goes to the corner. They do that all the time. So they were literally locking up what Houston was trying to do. Houston's play style is not like the Clippers play style with frantic pace, high octane offense. No, they shoot threes, but they slow down. They run into half court. James Harden dribbles the ball and isos. You get what I'm saying? So they were basically guarding Harden mano a mano. No double, nothing. Now, the minute Iguodala got injured in game 5 and he wasn't there, for game 4 and he wasn't there, it forced Golden State to play Looney or to play Bell. They had one big in at all times. So what they were doing now is Harden was doing the pick and who was switching? Looney was on him. Abuse. Bell was on him. Abuse. And that what was happening. That changed the whole series, which people don't talk about. That changed the whole series. You seen last night with the def lineup, how Eagle is in his bag and he's there athletic and he's getting 4 or 5 dunks. They're switching, they're clamping. Eagle as tough, the cooking. People are like, oh, it's Iguodala. It's not, they lost Chris Paul. It would have been over in 5 if Eagle was never injured. They would have won those 2. They would have won those 2 at home because they literally have the defense fine-tuned and they have their offense just set. They're locking up what Houston is doing. Now with Eagle getting injured, it changed everything. You get what I'm saying? It changed the whole series. Now Chris Paul was able to abuse off mismatch. My goodness. And Harden was abusing off mismatch. And that changed everything. You know what I'm saying? That changed everything. So people don't understand play styles and crucial positions. When they get injured, it makes a big difference in playoffs. It makes a big difference. He doesn't score a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the way they play would not be the way they play without that def lineup. Trust me, I'm telling you, especially for a defense, when they don't have that defense set, it's hard for them to get on transition. It's hard for them to lock up certain situations because, again, Houston picks and switches, okay? So that was what happened with last year. Now we bring it to this year. It's funny how people just live in the moment. People go, Houston, oh, last year they're only 1 game away. They lost 2 straight, whatever. Chris Paul got injured. This year they trade Ariza. They trade Luke Amamute. These guys are weak. They're not the same. They lost their guys. And then now, all of a sudden, this playoff time, they're deep. They're going to beat Warriors. Like, people just flip and switch and pick. Like, this is nonsense, man. It's nonsense what they're doing. So, you got to understand, this year, Gordon coming off the bench was crucial because he could do what he wants to do. Now he is starting. 1, Ariza was a tough body on Durant. Even though Durant went to work, PJ Tucker is not doing that on Durant. He's going to be physical, yes. But he's just going to rise up and pull over him. Durant is going to abuse even more. He got better even more. So that's even more abuse. Now, Houston still does the same game plan. 2 guys that create. 2 guys that create. For themselves and for one another. Everybody else just spots up. Gordon shouldn't be. He could. But he just spots up. So when you have that going on, when you do the same thing over and over and over, Golden State will lock that shit up eventually. That's the problem. That was what they struggled with the Clippers. They switch things on a consistent basis. One time it's Lou Will pulling off the mid-range. One time it's Harrell rolling for the dunk. One time it's a mismatch, just Lou Will. One time it's pump fake dribble penetration for Pat Bev and Shea and etc. And Gallinari now high post. They just did a lot of different actions. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Houston does not do a lot of different actions. The same shit. So this series, how I see it, is going to be done in 5. I'll be surprised if it goes 6 games. It'll be done in 5, especially if Eagle is healthy. Curry not being healthy, I mean, he'll still play through, and he doesn't really do too much in big series and big times. He doesn't really do too much. If he doesn't match his level of play. So that's not going to really be an OD difference because KD will eat, Clay will lock up, and he'll splash. And that's all. That's basically all the story that's wrote. And as long as they have their def lineup, they're good, man. I'm telling y'all, man. People got to understand about the play styles. The play styles make a huge difference when it comes to playoff. That's what determines things. You get what I'm saying? Houston, I'm telling y'all, man, like, it would have been 5 last year. It's going to be 5 this year. First of all, the reason why Clippers won 2 is because Golden State took them for granted. But Houston, they're not going to take them for granted. They're going to get up for it. You guys are waiting? Oh, you guys are going to beat us? Okay, we here. We're going to show you. And we have home court. Come on, man. These guys are going to be ready to go. It's the same thing with the Clippers. Like, I don't know why people just doubt these guys. It's just like, it's just the hope. It's the hope that wants these guys to lose. I understand you have hope and it'll be a great story if they lose, but you just got to be real. When you have a guy like KD, they're not unguardable. They actually have a solid big three and a guy that can get buckets like you seen last night at will. At will. At will. Curry does not carry like that in these moments and these big games. This is why KD is there. People just fail to see it, man. Y'all gonna be in for a rude awakening hoping that Houston's gonna win in 6 or something like that. Like, come on now. That shit is done in 5. I'll be surprised 6. I give them 6 games max, but it should be done in 5. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's a sweep. But I say 5. For me, I say 5. Golden State will win 3 at home and 1 on the road. That's it. Anyways, you already know the video's coming to an end. The game's tomorrow, so we already know what's going on. The Raptors game is tonight, so get ready. Both videos probably will come out on Monday. You already know. Share, like, and subscribe. It's True Talks. Because True Talks, man. Let's get it, man. And we out.